This is not theory or opinion. This is exactly what unfolded in Chennedy Carter's WNBA journey. One instant changed everything. One choice. One hip check that knocked Caitlin Clark hard onto the floor. In seconds, Carter went from active pro to an unwanted name across the league. But there is something most people ignored. Carter finally spoke in a fresh interview. And what she said about that moment explains perfectly why she will never step on a WNBA court again. We are breaking down the play that ended it all, the behavior pattern that led here, and the recent words that showed Carter learned nothing from being shut out. For months, many of you said this was bigger than one dirty play, and you were right. Let us cut through the distractions and focus on what truly happened. If you think the real story matters, hit the like button. It lets us know we are moving in the right direction as we uncover what the league does not want connected. June 1st, 2024 at Gaybridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. The energy inside the arena was intense as fans filled the seats to see the Indiana Fever face the Chicago Sky. Caitlin Clark, the star who brought massive attention to women's basketball, was doing what she always does. Making unreal passes. Draining shots that made no sense. The Fever crowd enjoyed every moment. Then in one split second, everything shifted. The play looked normal at first. Carter scored. The whistle sounded. Action stopped. Clark moved toward a loose ball during the change of possession. What followed was not basketball. It was something completely different. Carter intentionally moved into Clark's space and threw a brutal hip check that sent the league's biggest star sliding across the floor. It was so fast and so unneeded that Clark had no chance to brace herself. The building went quiet. Thousands watched their rookie star crash down far from any active play. Officials ruled it a common foul. Just another instance of physical play. But replay footage showed the truth. Carter went after Clark away from the ball. She used her body as force during what should have been a simple transition. The power behind that hit showed something beyond competition. Here is where things changed. After the game, the league reviewed the play and upgraded it to a flagrant 1 foul. They ruled the contact unnecessary and excessive. In simple terms, they saw exactly what fans saw. A direct attack on the player who brought more attention to the WNBA than anyone before. But the real harm to Carter's image came after the buzzer sounded. When reporters met Carter post-game, they wanted answers about the moment everyone was discussing. Pro athletes know this is part of the job. Make a controversial play and you explain it. That is expected. Carter's reaction became the moment that defined her career, and not in a positive way. A reporter gave her a clear chance to explain herself, to show responsibility, to display the professionalism required in a world-class league. Instead, Carter shut it down with an attitude that stunned even seasoned reporters. She was asked directly about the play involving Caitlin. What happened? What caused it? Carter would not even say Clark's name. She said she was not answering any Caitlin Clark questions. When asked if she spoke to Clark afterward, Carter said she said nothing. That response showed exactly why her career was about to collapse. This was not just a rough interview moment. It was a lack of respect for the game, for other players, and for professional standards. Now look at how Caitlin Clark handled it. The rookie who took the cheap shot. The player with every reason to be angry. Clark showed why she has become the face of women's basketball. While Carter became a warning example, Clark said basketball is physical. She explained emotions get high in competitive games. She stayed calm and respectful toward someone who had just tried to hurt her. She said she did not expect it but chose to respond by playing. Let your game speak. It is a physical sport. Make the free throw and run the offense. Fans saw the contrast instantly. One rookie showing veteran-level composure. One veteran unable to admit fault. When you connect everything, the reaction from teams makes sense. This was never just about one moment. The hip check was the tipping point. But it was the last piece in a long pattern. Teams had watched Carter for years. The Chicago incident simply made ignoring it impossible. The league has worked hard to present itself as a professional environment with elite athletes. Carter's actions and her post-game behavior threatened that image. The dirty play combined with her attitude showed officials something important. She either did not understand or did not care about the expectations at this level. You noticed how fast teams backed away from her. That was not random. Carter's hit on Clark represented more than one mistake in a heated game. It exposed a history. Ongoing issues with coaches. Drama that followed her from Atlanta to Los Angeles to Chicago. Suspensions. Early departures. A clear picture of someone unable to build healthy relationships with teams. Now think about the bigger picture. Leave a comment with your view. Did Carter bring this on herself, or did the league go too far? Your opinion matters because this goes beyond one player. It shows what the WNBA will accept moving forward. The warning signs were there for anyone paying attention. In Atlanta, she was suspended for conduct harmful to the team. Reports pointed to clashes with coaches and tension in the locker room. When she shifted to Los Angeles, the same problem stayed with her: early departures, conflict with teammates, and a reputation that reached teams before she did. By the time Carter arrived in Chicago, most of the league was already cautious. General managers spoke to each other, coaches shared concerns, and her past was common knowledge. The Sky still decided to give her a chance, believing that maybe she had grown, maybe her skill would finally be worth the trouble. That hope ended after the incident involving Caitlin Clark. In that moment, league executives felt their concerns were proven. Carter did not show the discipline or responsibility expected at the professional level. The hip check made it obvious, and her behavior after the game confirmed it. Later, Carter gave an interview addressing the situation after being pushed out of the league. Many expected reflection, growth, or accountability after watching her career fade. Instead, she stood firm on the same attitude. She described herself as a normal trash talker who was unfairly targeted and claimed aggressive play is just part of basketball. She compared the play to common fouls and called it a light tap meant only to show presence. She blamed the media for blowing it up and said she had no issue with Clark, calling them both strong scorers. What she avoided completely was her post-game behavior. She acted as if refusing to mention Clark was meaningless, ignoring the moment that showed viewers who she really was. Professional players know media duties come with the job, especially after controversy. Her response showed someone who believed rules did not apply to her. Fans quickly pushed back online, reminding everyone of her long history across teams, making it hard to believe she was a victim. Her interview only damaged her image further, because she still failed to understand what teams actually want: players who accept coaching, handle pressure, and represent organizations well. Her comments showed she still lacks those basics. She said she enjoys the hate and feeds off criticism, but there is a difference between motivation and being so disruptive that every team passes on you. That is not fuel, it is unemployability. The contrast with Caitlin Clark was clear. While Carter defended herself, Clark was leading Indiana to one of its best seasons, drawing massive attention to the league and handling pressure with maturity. Carter playing in Mexico during the WNBA season shows how far she has fallen. Her talent is real, her scoring ability is not questioned, but teams do not want the drama in the locker room. League decision-makers chose chemistry over numbers, professionalism over chaos, and long-term culture over short bursts of offense. The league sending Carter away sends a clear message: skill alone is not enough, behavior matters, accountability matters, and refusing to own mistakes has consequences. This was not about one play, it was about repeated chances wasted. Her interview proved the exile was earned. The league chose progress over noise, chose its future over ongoing problems, and that decision looks final. Carter's downfall is a warning about what happens when talent is not matched with maturity and control. The league moved forward and left her behind. We will see you in the next